out, tiger. Call me out, why don't you?
Welcome explorers, I'm Alistair.
I'm Douglas, and this is the Highland Hikers.
So Douglas and I are back out again today after it being a wee while since we've been out together, so done a few wee solo walks in between, but yeah, we're out for what should be quite an easy and straightforward one today. We've got 5.5 kilometres of walking, which feels like next to nothing compared to some of the trips we've done recently, and only 720 metres of ascent, so that 5.5 will be fairly steep going, I think, especially in the first half of that.
Yeah, for sure. And we're at Arrochar, or the Arrochar Alps, I should say, to do Beinn and Lochain, which is a Corbett. Although, interestingly, this was actually on Sir Hugh Munro's original list of Munros, but it only comes in at 2,956 feet, which is obviously quite a bit short of the 3,000 feet it needs to be for a Munro. So it was not on the table for very long. It did come off quite soon after, once it was properly surveyed. But an interesting one that one so short was originally classified as a Munro.
Yeah, it's quite interesting. We were talking about it in the way up that there's a few which have been reclassified, and there may be a matter of inches of a difference between it being a Munro or not, and this one's obviously quite a bit of a difference. So yeah, it's quite cool, and I hope to kind of get up some of those other Corbett's or other mountains which have been declassified again in future.
Yeah, definitely. So you can see it's kind of misty just now. We'll be interested to see if we get a view at the top or not. The forecast did say there was good views for today, but at the moment it doesn't look like it, so we'll see what happens when we get up the hill.
Yeah, it's misting round. It actually looks really kind of spooky and atmospheric, but looking behind the camera I can see some blue sky, maybe, I think. I don't know if it's just that or the colour of grey, it's just... Anyway, shall we continue on?
Yep.
Full force tiger. Call me out with them blue green eyes. You know I'm a fighter, the good kind, not running with lies. And when the night is high, like you and I will be soon, then we won't have nothing on us. No, we'll be howling, jumping up and down, howling.
After the initial climb, you reach this section which looks rather ominous. However, it's not quite as bad as it looks from this point. It does get a bit steeper and a wee bit windier, and there is a wee point where you have to scramble up. However, it is very straightforward and very achievable with a limited skill set.
Feeling young. In the middle, meet me in the middle. I'm a riddle, figure me out. We'll dry needles, we'll drink morning dew, and we'll be lovers, me you. 'Cause we're crazy fools, feeling young. We're crazy fools, feeling young. We're crazy fools, feeling young. Oh, we're crazy fools, feeling young.
Well, that is us just off the summit of Beinn and Lochain, which you can see between us back there. Height of 901 metres, so definitely a Corbett, definitely not a Munro.
Yes, for sure. Just a wee bit too short for it, but it's been a great wee walk up here. It's been really windy and really cloudy. There's no view up here,
No.
but the walk up has been pretty atmospheric. The clouds just rushing right over these kind of big crags, and it looked really spectacular. I really enjoyed it. It had this quite eerie feeling to it.
Yeah, it's like we get some breaks in the cloud to get a view from the top,
Yeah.
but as Alistair says, very, very windy, which is why we've come and hidden behind a big wall of rock at the moment in order to film this summit vlog, because it would have been far too windy at the actual summit itself.
Yeah, it was almost like Michael Jackson Smooth Criminal
Yeah.
effort up there, but yeah, it's getting a wee bit dark again now. So all of a
Aye.
sudden the clouds, sun's trying to break through, but it's not doing quite enough of a job. But yeah, so atmospheric. I'm loving it, absolutely loving it today. It's great.
Yeah, and a fairly easy walk, although there were some steep sections on kind of rocks that maybe required a wee bit of scrambling, but not too much.
Yeah, we didn't have to put the poles away. They were a wee bit wet sometimes, and there was a couple that were a wee bit, oh, this is a wee bit kind of, not iffy, but, you know, you had to stop and think about it rather than just charging on. Well, I did, he didn't. So.
Oh, and if you're wondering why my voice is maybe a wee bit hoarse today, I was at the Scotland game yesterday. I saw a triumphant win for the team, 3-2 with a 94th minute winner. So that was lots of cheering and stuff going on there. So that was pretty good.
Yeah, it's your first Scotland game in about 20 years.
I cannot remember the last Scotland game, but it was the first game taking my son to it, and he absolutely loved it. So that was a great wee day out.
Yeah, well, good for them. I couldn't have told you who they were playing until he told me, so that's just about as much interest as I have in football. But
aye.
Well.
Oh, you know what they say? No Scotland, no party. But I think it's time to maybe have a wee snack and then head down.
Yeah, a wee biscuit or something. Back down, and then maybe back down the road in time for lunch.
Aye.
My ways are mine and I don't wanna change, not even for love. Now take back all them hard words. I'm a grown man with confidence and sense. In the middle, meet me in the middle. I'm a riddle, figure me out. We'll tornadoes, we'll drink morning dew.
So we're pretty much back at the car now, made our way back down the hill. Starting to rain a wee bit, so I think we've probably timed this very, very well because we've been dry up to this point, but the summit's still in clouds, we haven't really missed much, although it did clear on the way down a wee bit, so...
Yeah, some of the surrounding hills like the Cobbler and Beinn, we could see them, so it possibly was clear at some point in the summer, but not when we were there, and as you said, the rain is coming on now, so I think we have avoided that, which is good.
Yeah, there's a few people heading up the way as well. It's not particularly busy as well, given that the path's very, very well worn, so you know, if something you're looking forward to, or looking for a different one, then there's plenty of parking at the car park. You know, about 7-8 cars if you can squeeze them in, and then head up here for a very, very easy, straightforward walk. Some steep bits, but nothing too challenging.
Yeah, no, nothing difficult. We're about 3.5 hours now, and we've been taking it quite easy. So yeah, definitely a half-day walk for sure.
Oh yeah, and I'm looking forward to getting back at a reasonable time and enjoying some peace and quiet in the house before the kids return.
Absolutely. Well, cool. Hopefully you enjoyed that video. If you did, you know, maybe give it a wee thumbs up, and we'll see you in the next one.
Yes, see you in the next one. Take care. Get the car over.